Episode of 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. As always, I am your host, John J.Ransom Futrell. And obviously this is a lot quicker than I would do, the other shows, but I made a promise this week that I would do a certain amount of shows, so that's what I'm going to do. So today's show is about, or as I would like to call them, it's kind of unrealistic, but why not throw my name in front of it? J.Ransom's 3 P's, which is patience, perseverance, and pleasure. So, why these 3? Well, probably pretty self-explanatory, but let's go into it anyway. So first, to start with patience. So, what role does patience play? When it comes to living your dreams? Well, patience is everything, really. Like it really is. And the reason I say that, just to piggyback on everything else that was spoken about in previous shows, with all those things that I was talking about, you need patience, to endure. You need patience to deal with naysayers, haters, and doubters. You need patience to live your dreams overall. You need patience to gain the motivation that you need. You need patience to overall continue on the path in which you're going. Without patience, there's really no point of living your dreams. Because let's face it, in a society or world where there's so many factors that go on in our lives, patience is the key to really being able to understand and learn what's exactly happening. Without patience, you don't have the time to learn. You don't have the time to grow. You don't have the time to further explore avenues or even explore your life path and what it is in particular that you want to do, or what in particular your dreams are. So patience is absolutely necessary for that. However, with patience, you also have to have perseverance. You have to understand that there's going to be bumps in the road. You have to understand that everything doesn't just go, like the movies do. Because how a movie kind of, it shows a bit of perseverance. It shows a bit of, I guess you could say, struggle. But it's never really the complete story. It's never really the full thing. If you look at any of these biopics that have been coming out, or any documentary, they talk about the struggles, but they don't show you everything, because it's impossible to fit into 2 hours or 2.5 hours to truly understand, how long it took some people to get to where they want to get to. That also, once again, that piggybacks and goes back on to patience. Like, these 2 things go hand in hand. You need patience, you need perseverance. You overall need strength. It takes a lot of strength to really live your dreams. It really tests who you are. It really shows you who you are, to be honest with you. Because you have to really think about it. When you're talking to someone about your dreams and, you're trying to live your dreams, people will bring up varying factors to try to deter you from your dreams. Things such as, money. How are you going to survive? How are you going to eat? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? When at the end of the day, those things, money, whatever resources you need come with time. It takes patience. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said I believe I said in the previous podcast, the average business takes at least 10 years for it to really get established. So if you're not looking at whatever your dreams are as at the very least 10 years, you may want to reevaluate yourself and truly decide if this is what you really want to do, because it's going to take a while. It doesn't just happen overnight. I mean, even for me, here's a realistic aspect of, what it is that I do. I didn't really understand or know what I wanted to do in particular with my life until I was pursuing my master's degree. I had published books, I did all these things, but I didn't really know what it was. And one of the things that one of my professors told me, actually a few, and told actually the entire class, was to do what we love. And that always stuck with me. Because, I heard it before, but it's kind of like you're in this institution spending all this money to, learn these things and, go out and get a job and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. But are you doing what you love? And to truly do what you love, it takes action and it takes planning and all these things, but the patience and perseverance is what is going to push you through. It's what's going to get you up when days you don't feel like getting up. It's what's going to continue to help your passion continue to burn. It's easy to quit. It's very easy to get impatient. It's very easy to say, let's go beyond that. Let's talk about those who talk down upon your dreams or talk down upon what you're doing or how you're doing or going about what you're doing. A lot of times it's their impatience. It's about them and not you. It's 100% about the fact that they don't have it within them. They don't have the strength. They're weak, not you. But the thing is if you allow them to get to you, you're allowing them to weaken your resolve. You're allowing them to take away the perseverance and take away your patience, and that's never a good thing. So mind yourself on these things and watch these people, because these people can be closer than you think and can be consistent aspects or parts of your life. They'll continue to try to throw whatever it is that they want to do in front of what you need to do, because they feel like whatever they're doing is more significant without any type of thought process of what it is that you have to do. These are the type of people that you need to either distance yourself from or completely exit them out of your life, period. I don't care whether it's family, friends, whoever. Anyone that is weakening your resolve or tarnishing the amount, well, tarnishing is the wrong word, but let's just say weakening your patience and weakening your perseverance has to go, because they will never ever strengthen you. They will always make you weak. Always. They're like poison. And I learned over the years. I'm still learning. I still honestly have people like that are within my realm. They're not completely in my realm, and I've learned how to kind of cope with it and just deal with it and keep it moving, but they're still there. And that's the reality of it. But these are things that we all could learn, that we all could grow with. And that's the reason why I'm talking about it. I'm not talking about it because, I'm somewhere above you or thinking myself as higher than you. I'm speaking about it because these are things that I also go through. Everything that I talk about in my podcast are things that I've went through, go through, or that I'm currently going through. And that's the reason why I talk about them, because I know other people are going through the same thing. So, once again, before I get to the last P, once again, like, my podcasts are strictly about encouraging people, putting it all out there. As I said before, this is kind of my sense of charity, not in the sense of, me being this quote unquote celebrity or somebody that's sitting there trying to, push you in a certain direction or to dictate your way of thinking, but in the sense of what I've been through it. I know what it feels like. I know the pressure you're feeling. I know what it feels like to feel like nobody has your back. I know exactly what it feels like. And you know what? It sucks. But at the end of the day, you have to have your back before anyone else does. And that's the only way that you're going to keep going. That's the only way you can live your dreams. And, over time, those that are meant to be in your life will come to your life. those who are meant to, be part of your journey will either be part of your journey for the long haul, or they'll be part of your journey for a moment in time. But at the end of the day, be a bit more selfish with, how you live your life and how you live your dreams. Because at the end of the day, being selfish isn't necessarily a bad thing in a selfish world. However, being selfish is a bad thing when you don't recognize how your selfishness affects others. So, enough of the preaching. So, last P, pleasure. So, why is pleasure my last P? I think it should be self-explanatory if you're using patience and perseverance. Because with your patience and with your perseverance, whatever it is that you're trying to persevere through or make it through or have patience with, it has to be pleasurable. And I don't mean pleasurable in the sense of it being a vice or being something that you're addicted to or things of that nature. But I mean it as you love it. It, it brings you joy. It makes you smile. It makes you, even if it doesn't make you smile directly, it makes you feel good. You can feel it within your heart and soul. That's the type of pleasure I'm talking about, that pure pleasure. That pleasure that, is undeniable. It's what makes your eyes dilate. It's what, gets your heart going. Or it's what relaxes you. I think pleasure is the factor that we're oversaturated with in society due to entertainment. However, I think pure pleasure is something that we all kind of are lacking to a sense because we work so hard, or we have so many other struggles or things that we have to deal with. So rather than, I don't want to get too deep, and I don't want to allow this podcast to run off too long. However, I just want you to remember those three things: patience, perseverance, and pleasure. Make sure that whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever dream you're trying to live, all three of those things are on point, so you can continue to do what you got to do, because it's very significant and very important. I wanted to at least leave y'all this message. I don't know how many, I really don't know how many of y'all are out there. I know through my personal website, the podcast in general have had over 500 or 600 quote unquote views or listens or whatever, but as long as I'm touching at least one of y'all, man, or a couple of y'all, that I'm happy about that. Just like I said, make sure y'all spread the message. Make sure, whatever it is that you get from these podcasts, or any of my work in general, whatever it is you get from that, just make sure you're sharing the message. That's all I ask, man. So, this one's pretty short, or maybe longer than I think it is. Who knows? But by the end of the week, I shall have probably 3 or 4 more for you. The next 2 are already planned, which is probably going to be between tomorrow and Thursday, but we'll see what happens. So, patience, perseverance, and pleasure, man. So, as always, this is John J.Ransom Futrell from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace and love.